Hello friends, today I will discuss the source transformations. So in this topic, first let me consider what is the necessity of this source conversions. The other is what is the symbol for the voltage source and what is the symbol for the current source, and how to convert the voltage source to current source and current source to voltage source. Coming to the necessity, while solving the circuits, if the Kirchhoff's voltage law or if the mesh analysis used to solve a circuit, in that case, if the voltage sources are available, then the analysis will become easy. Whereas in the nodal analysis, if the circuit consists of the current sources, then the analysis will become easier. So we have to know what are the symbols for the voltage sources and then what are the symbols for the current sources. So let us see here voltage source representation. So here voltage source or current source representations means they are the practical voltage source representation and current source representations. If the voltage source is connected in series with a resistance across two terminals, then we call that is the symbol for the voltage source, like this. This is the voltage source whose voltage is V and the internal resistance is represented by capital R. And coming to the current source, so its symbol is shown like this. And its internal resistance is connected across the current source like this, and whose value is capital R. Suppose we want to convert the voltage source to the current source, that is, this is the voltage source and we want to get the equivalent current source. For getting that, first close the circuit like this, then we get a closed circuit, then a current will flow and that current is given by I is equal to V divided by R. Then we can represent this voltage source into equivalent current source like this. That is resistance capital R in parallel with a current source called I is equal to V by R, like this. So we can, in general, we can say like this. This is the voltage source and this is the equivalent current source. Next, coming to the current source to the voltage source conversion. So given the current source like this is the symbol for the current source. We have the current value here and in parallel with that there is a internal resistance like this, capital R. So to know its equivalent voltage source, first multiply Is with capital R, then we get the equivalent voltage source voltage value, that is Is into R, that we can draw like this, plus here minus here. Then its internal resistance, that is voltage source equivalent resistance, is R, that is nothing but this R we keep here in series with this voltage source. So let us apply this voltage source to current source and current source to voltage source formula or method to the following circuit. So for the following circuit, find the equivalent voltage source, VB is equivalent current source. This is the given circuit. So here we find the one voltage source, this is another voltage source, this is also another voltage source. So what he wants is, first one is what is the equivalent voltage source across these terminals, output terminals. Similarly, VB is what is the equivalent current source between the terminals. So we know this is the given circuit. So convert this voltage source into current source. So voltage value is 9 and its internal resistance is 3. So 9 by 3 is nothing but 3 amperes. So we represent its equivalent current source as 3 amperes, and this 3 ohms resistor will become in parallel with this equivalent current source. Then here we have one more voltage source, 12/6. So 12 by 6 will give us the equivalent current source magnitude, that is 12 by 6 means 2 amperes, because the positive polarity is in the top, so the arrow also goes up like this. So the value of current is 2 amperes. Then because this voltage source is converted into equivalent current source, this internal resistance 6 ohms will become the internal resistance of the current source in parallel like this. So 2 amperes is in parallel with 6 ohms. Then we have one more voltage source, that is 4 volts, like here is negative and here is positive, and its internal resistance is 1 ohm. So after this, if you look at this, there are two current sources, both are directing upwards, means in the same direction. So we can replace these two current sources with one current source, that is 3 plus 2, 5 amperes like this. Then this 3 ohms and 6 ohms are in parallel. So we can represent with one resistor, that is 6 into 3 divided by 9, that is 2 ohms, we get like this here. And then add this 4 volts 1 ohm resistor like this. Then convert this current source into equivalent voltage source, that is 5 into 2 is 10 volts, because the current is moving upwards. The polarity of the voltage source is positive at the top, negative is at the bottom. So 10 volts, and because it is the 2 ohms is the internal resistance of the current source, this will become in series with the voltage source here like this. Then we have the voltage source 4 volts 1 ohm like this, and if you apply the KVL for this, so from here to here, the first negative we are getting next positive, so it is voltage rise, whereas here we are getting negative first next positive, means it becomes a voltage . So here if you look at the voltage sources polarities, so this positive terminal is connected to the negative terminal. That means they are in aiding position. In aiding position means this voltage and this voltage will become addition. So 10 plus 4 means 14 volts. And here we have 1 ohm here, another 2 ohms here. So 2 plus 1 will become 3 ohms. So the total equivalent voltage source for this given circuit is 14 volts in series with a 3 ohms resistor. So when we get the equivalent current source for this, we get like this: 14 by 3, that is 4.66 amperes in parallel with 3 ohms resistor like this. So next, second problem. Find the currents in all branches for the following circuit. So here we have the current source 13.7 amperes, and it has the series resistance 2 ohms here, and here we have 6 ohms, here 3 ohms, and here 8 ohms, here 12 ohms, and the current directions are given. So we want to know all these currents. To get that, first we have to find out what is the equivalent resistance to the left of terminals A and B. Similarly, equivalent resistance with respect to AB right side. So if you calculate the equivalent resistance of 12 ohms in parallel with 8, then we get the 9.8 ohms. Then 6 and 3 are in parallel and its resultant resistance will become 2 ohms like this. So in that case, we get the resultant circuit like this. This is 9.8 ohms and this is 2 ohms, and the current flowing from this source is I3 here, this is I4 here. Equivalent resistance to the left and right of the terminals A and B are given by like this, that we can calculate like this: 5 plus 12 into 8 divided by 20 is equal to 9.8 ohms. Similarly, right side, so that is what we got here, like this, 9.8 2 ohms. Now, for this reduced circuit, applying the current divider rule, we can find out what is the current flowing in this, what is the current flowing in this. Means we can find out what is I3 and what is I4. So to get I3, the total current is this one, that is I into the opposite arm resistance. What is the opposite arm resistance for this? It is 2 ohms. So we write here 2 divided by 9.8 plus 2 is equal to, what is this I? That is given as 13.7 ohms, 7 amperes. So into resistance is 2 ohms divided by, so 9.8 plus 2 means 11.8 we get. So after simplification we get 2.32 amperes. Similarly I4 also we get like this. I4 is equal to I into 9.8 ohms, that is opposite to 2 ohms is 9.8 divided by 9.8 plus 2 is equal to, so 13.7 into 9.8 divided by sum of the 9.8 plus 2 will become 11.8, then we get 11.38 amperes. So this I4 we can also calculate it the other way, that is capital I minus I3 will give us I4 value. Then we calculated only I3, I4 values. So we need to calculate other currents. So go to the original circuit, means draw the original circuit like this. Then we calculate what is I1 and what is I5. So I1 means this is the I1. So to get this I1, because we know up to here what is I3. So here we apply again current division rule. So I3 into, to know the current I1, we have to multiply this I3 with the opposite arm resistance, that is 8 divided by 8 plus 12. So then I3 value we know, that is 2.32 amperes. So once we simplify that, we get 0.93 amperes. So next, once we know the I3, we can calculate what is I2 by applying the KCL here. I3 minus I1 will give us I2. So that is 2.32 minus 0.39 will give us 1.39 amperes. Similarly, I5 also we can calculate, that is I4, which is calculated as 11.38 into I4 into opposite arm for this. 6 ohms means 3 ohms is the opposite arm. So I4 into 3 divided by 6 plus 3. So then we get 11.38 into 3 divided by 9. Then we get 3.79 amperes. Then to get the I6, we apply the KCL here. So that is I4, which is calculated already 11.38 amperes. I4 minus I5. So that is 3.79 will give us what is called I6. 7, that is we get 7.59 amperes. Next, another problem, find the current I for the following circuit. This is the current source given as I, and we want to know what is this current value. And for that, the circuit is given like this. So one of the branch current is also given, that he is saying is I4, that is 4 amperes, and the other branch current is represented by I5, which is not known. So if you look at this, 2 ohms and 4 ohms are in parallel to each other. So the voltage across 2 ohms is equal to the voltage across 4 ohms. Because we know the current flowing in the 2 ohms, we can calculate what is the voltage across the 2 ohms. That is, voltage across 2 ohms is equal to 4 into 2, that is 8 volts we get here. Then voltage across 4 ohms, which is also equal to voltage across 2 ohms, that is equal to 8 volts. Then once we know the voltage across 4 ohms and we know the resistance, so we can calculate what is the current called I5. I5 is nothing but 8 volts divided by 4 ohms, that is we get the 2 amperes current here. So having known I5 and I4, we can calculate what is the total current supplied by the current source, that is I is equal to I4 plus I5, that is 4 plus 2 is equal to 6 amperes. So let me summarize once. So here we have seen what is the necessity of the source transformations, and we have seen that for mesh method we need the voltage sources, whereas for nodal method we need the current sources for easy analysis. And we have also seen the symbol for the voltage source, and we also saw the symbol for the current source, and we have seen how to convert voltage source to current source and vice versa. And also we have seen the problems when the voltage sources are given, we can convert that to current source. Similarly, if the current sources are given, we can convert into voltage sources.